Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 18 of the At the Window podcast. I'm your host Claire. You can find me on Instagram as Claire M Gallagher and Ravelry as C Gallagher 21, and those are the places that I'm most active. And my New Year's resolution is really to try and do something with the Ravelry group as well. This is my third podcast in like 3 months, so moment of appreciation for how on it I've been recently. I'm really just full of the joys of knitting and crafting and making at the moment, and I just really want to embrace it and capitalise on it at the moment, because I know I'm full of excitement about things I want to knit and make, and I know that you guys get it and understand, so it's quite nice to have you guys to talk to. My little cat is currently having a snooze by the door. She's had a little run around with a laser pen, so I'm hoping she'll calm down. And I'm not going to edit this podcast because I tried to do it on the last one and then left some like awkward interludes where I'm like having a drink in there and just wandering around my apartment, so no editing this time. So I kind of had to do it the last one because I needed to insert some pictures and things, but this one I don't think I need to, so yeah. Also appreciate I look a bit dishevelled. I did put lipstick on for you guys, but my hair needs a wash and I'm going to the gym later and can't even bother to wash it before I go. My body's clean, just not my hair. But lipstick, so I was hoping that made up for it. I've still got a few of my Christmas decorations up. They're slowly coming down. I'm slowly saying goodbye to Christmas. And normally I get really sad about like putting the decorations away, but I'm really just full of like vigour, if that's the word, at the moment. Like, I'm really excited for the new year. There's a lot of things that I want to do. Like, I'm trying to slowly get back into the routines of going to the gym and like my habits and stuff, which I was really enjoying, cooking properly and stuff. So hopefully things will start to come back that I used to really enjoy. And I'm feeling like normally this time of year is a really difficult one for me. I suffer from depression and I'm quite open about that, and particularly, I get it all year, but particularly in the winter months it hits me really hard, and mid-Jan, early Feb is kind of my worst point, and it's worse than just like the January blues. It's pretty bad. So I'm really like not feeling that. Oh, it's very windy outside and Frida is fascinated by all the leaves running around and stuff, rolling around. So yeah, I'm really feeling like a sense of excitement and joy for the coming month, as opposed to like a feeling of dread and like, oh no, it's getting worse. So I'm really trying to like capitalise on that, like I said, and embrace it at the moment and just take it for what it is. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. So that's a bit of a ramble before I even start the podcast. So I've got quite a bit to talk to you guys about today. So I've got this giant pile of stuff with me here. So I thought what I would do is talk about things that I'm knitting first, or things that I'm making, because there is a sewing project in here. What's little Frida doing? So I will start with my number one project, which is in here, which is my Christmas Eve cast on. So like everyone that is on Instagram, I joined in the Little Bobbins knits, or just like, I think it's just become a thing now. I think it's wider than like Little Bobbins, like pair of socks, but I think it's lovely. It's so nice. And people just cast on things on Christmas Eve. So I've got these, I don't know if you can see if I turn the camera slightly. Here I've got these lights. Oh, well, this is really hard. These lights over my mirror, and she jumped up on her new radiator bed, like she's going to do now, and let's watch her, she does it again, and pulled it down. Because she's a really lovely cat like this. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, Christmas Eve cast on, that was it. So I cast on a pair of socks because it's really nice, I feel like, just have a pair of socks over Christmas, because that's kind of all my brain can really function with when there's a lot going on. So these are mine. I absolutely love this colourway. It's from the Yarn Lab here, and it's a Slug Club Christmas Party colourway, and it's a 75-25 superwash merino nylon, and it's Frida, don't jump on there. Frida, no. It's 100 grams, 425 meters. So it's this colourway. I think I showed you it last time. I think I was umming and ahhing about what colour to cast on, and I went for this one in the end. And when I skeined it up, I thought, oh, that's not for me. That colourway is not for me. Frida, no. I'm just gonna have to let her do it. I'll be up and down every 5 minutes. Oi, Frida, off. I mean, this is going so well, this podcast already. Just let us out there. Keeps her quiet. So I skeined up this colourway and I thought, oh no, that's not for me. It's very pink looking. And in the skein, it looked more like green and grey with a bit of red. And then it skeined up and I was like, oh, it looks quite pink. And as I was talking about these other colours, I'm not really a pink person. However, when I knit it up, it actually turned out really pretty. I think this is beautiful. So I just did a vanilla sock with a Eye of Partridge heel, which I thought looked really nice in these colours. Yeah, I cast on 64 and then went down to 60 for the foot because that's what I like for my foot. Yeah, I did cuff down. So I did a 2x1 rib, knit down the leg, did the Eye of Partridge heel from the Hermione's Everyday sock pattern because I just have that one as my go-to, and then just knit down to the sock and did a rounded toe. And I think these are really nice, and I love how they've turned out. And it's not really I mean, there was a lot of like pinkish red, but in here I was like really worried about how pink this looked. So yeah, and I'm almost done with my other one. I worked on these quite a lot yesterday. I've done the heel flap in Gusset, and again another Eye of Partridge, and I'm on to the foot, and it won't take me very long to finish those at all, which I'm quite pleased with. So that's my Christmas Eve cast on, and that'll be, I don't know, do you count these as pair 1? How would I count these? Because I want to try and do 12 again this year, which I didn't do last year. I did 11, or 10 maybe, because I don't think I count, no. So that's the point. Do these count as 2017 socks? Do these count as 2018 socks? I think I'm going to count them as 2018 socks and cheat myself. So anyway, I'm knitting them on the usual 2.25 red lace Chalgers, my absolute go-to sock needles, and I'm really enjoying those. So they can go in there. And that's in my hipster bag my mum made me, because it's got like hipstery words and things on. So that's that. Let me just have a sip of my drink. Do you like my mugs? I got these Emma Bridgewater mugs in TK Maxx. It was 2 for £15, which I was very pleased with, considering the one normally costs like £15. Right, let me consult my show notes. Oh, I finished those. I wrote these show notes a little while ago, a couple of days, and I finished a few things. So, and I've cast on a few things. So in my autumn bag with my Foxy and Pumpkin on from Paris, I have a new cast on, which I'm really loving. Are you finished up there now, Frida, you naughty cat? I'm knitting the Time to Reap mittens, and by the way, this is a giant stack of patterns which I'm going to come and talk about later. By Melissa I don't know how you say this, Melissa Shashwari. That's definitely not how you say it. Can you see there? Melissa something, and there's a picture, but they are black and white pictures. So it's a fingerless mitten pattern, and it's just got like a bit of lace around the cuff and around the top. So yeah, just trying to flatten them out a bit. And oh, look how beautiful this colourway is. I don't know if I've got the tag to hand. No, I know what it is anyway. This is the Whimsy Sokuzu O in the burnt ochre colourway, and oh god, I've been holding this skein for a while because I love it. It's coming up a bit more yellow on camera. It's got a bit more warmth to it. It's quite a bit more warmth to it than it's showing on camera, I think, but generally quite accurate. And it's got these beautiful like dark brown bits in, which again are looking more black on camera. So I've had this skein in my stash for so long, since a year, almost a year, because I bought it at Unravel last year. And I was watching the Bakery Bears podcast, and they were talking about like the Never Gonna Knit You Up what do you call it? Nishlom, that's the word. Oh my god, that was quite difficult. So it's about like using up skeins that you've had in your stash for a while and just knitting with them, and that's really something I want to do this year. I had like a big organise of my stash on New Year's Eve, and just like got everything out and like took stock of what I have and what I want to make this year, hence the giant stash of patterns that I've got printed out. So yeah, I'll show you it. The yarn is just absolutely gorgeous. So here you can see it's got this little lace detail around the bottom and then a cuff, and I'm loving this because it reminds me of like Tiger's Eye stone. And then I'm just on the thumb gusset now, and let me put these on so you can see. They're supposed to be quite long and quite slouchy, so I think they're just gorgeous. So you can see them there, and oh, they're going to be so cozy. I just know it because I've got those nice colourwork mittens that I made a couple of, was it this year or last year? Might be last year. But they only come quite short. They only come to about here. So when I'm driving, because I like to wear fingerless mitts when I'm driving, because I don't like gloves because I kind of slip the steering wheel sometimes, I think. So I like to wear fingerless mittens so my fingers are out. And yeah, they come down nice and long, and I thought that would just be nice for when it's cold out. And the yarn is just gorgeous as always. Like anything from Whimsy is just beautiful. And she's vending again at Unravel this year. So she's normally, if you know Unravel, before you go into the Great Hall, you go down some little steps and there's like a little entrance way in like the archway where you'll know what it means if you know it, and she's normally right in front of you there. And that was weird. I had my hand like this and a guy cycled past and I think he thought I was waving at him. So yeah, all good. Perks of living on the access road. Yeah, so she's right there as you go in, you can't miss her, and her yarn is gorgeous. So yeah, that's the Time to Reap mittens. And I cast these on New Year's Day. So what day is it today? The 3rd. And I've done no knitting on these today. So basically did most of this yesterday. I did up to here on New Year's Day, and then just did the tube yesterday, which is quite nice. And yeah, loving these. So that's going to be a very quick knit, which I'm really excited about. And I think it says it uses about 325 meters of yarn, which will be most of this skein. So actually that's really good because I don't want to have much left over. I just want to use a bunch of stuff this year. So that's my second whip in my autumn project bag. Third whip is in my Christmas bag, which I think will have to be retired soon because it's not Christmas anymore. I know my Christmas tree is still up, but yes. Oh, don't fall off there. This is my All About That Brioche shawl. I've got so much stuff in here. I've got hand cream and lip balm and hair ties in the bottom there, and scissors. So this is my All About That Brioche shawl by Lisa Haynes. And I've made good progress on this actually since I showed you it last. So I'm on the brioche band. I'm on the second brioche band actually because I've just changed over colours. So you can sort of see there it's starting to change at the top, but it's not very noticeable. So here it is, it's looking absolutely gorgeous. Confession, I had to rip back nearly all of this brioche band. I got to almost the end, and then I realised down here I just changed direction for some reason. So I just flipped over, I don't even know how I did it. I somehow started doing the wrong thing, but I didn't realise until I was like up here, so I had to rip back all the way. I feel like I cursed myself with this. On the last podcast I was saying, this is my second brioche project, but maybe this time around I'll learn how to tink back or like drop down. I feel like I know how to do that now because of this. So I tried dropping down to fix it, and it didn't. I sort of got a few of them, but it was just too much. It was too hard work, so I just ripped back and started again. And then also I did notice a bit of a boo-boo on, oh, you can't see it too badly actually, maybe on this side you can. Can you see there? Yeah, you can see it a bit. I dropped a stitch, so I picked it up but didn't pick it up properly. So, but in the grand scheme of things, you can't see it, and I don't care, it's for me. So the yarns are the two beautiful yarns. I don't know what I've done to this skein. I think I might need to sit and rewind this for a minute while I talk to you guys about it. So the two yarns I'm using are, this is just a very weird skein, I think it's just because it's getting to the end. La Bien Aimée Driftwood Graffiti, which is this lovely grey with rust and brown flecks. And oh, it's because the middle's coming out of it, that's why. I don't know, I don't like interpool balls. I know a lot of people seem to really like them, but I don't like it when it goes all like, you get like this weird like cocoon, I don't know. And then the other yarn is Madeline Tosh, oh that's like the singles base from La Bien Aimée, and the other one is Madeline Tosh Merino Lights, which is also singles, and this is the colourway Kitten. So that's the two colours I'm using. And I was a bit worried that they wouldn't have enough contrast in these two, but actually they really do. I did take a picture of the two skeins. This is a good tip, which I feel like most people probably know about, but just in case you don't. If you're worried that your yarns don't have enough contrast between the two, a good way of checking is taking a picture of yarns and desaturating it so it's black and white, so you can see if there's enough difference in tone that they would contrast, because sometimes you think they're going to be okay, but when you do that they kind of go very similar. So it's quite a good way of checking to see if you've got enough tone in your two yarns. So I did that with these two and it looked fine, so I thought that's a good way of doing it. And so that was a train. That's the back side and this is the front side. And yeah, it's getting quite big. This is the shape of it, so I keep going down like this way and then you kind of go up again. So it's a triangular shawl, I guess, but oh, I love it so much. And I saw one of the things I've been doing is going into the, what's it called, the Woolberry Fibre Co, the hashtag the 2018 Make 9, and a few people have said they want to knit this, and I keep commenting being like, do it, it's a great shawl. So yeah, Lisa Haynes, I'm doing you a favour there, if you would never watch this, but yeah, loving that shawl. It's kind of taken a back seat whilst I've done some other bits and pieces, but I'm still really loving it. So that's going to be done soon once I get a move on. Right, and then my final work in progress ties in nicely to the 2018 Make 9 that I was talking about, and sort of just like knitting plans for 2018. Let me put this back in here before I forget. So the 2018 Make 9 hashtag is, like I said, something that I think Woolberry Fibre Company started it, and it's about thinking about what you want to achieve from your knitting or crafting or sewing, so I'm trying to get comfortable, in 2018. And this is something that I've been really thinking about a lot. One of the things I started this year was a knitting journal, and first off, I just kind of started using it to kind of put down like ideas that I wanted to knit and stash yarns, that like precious stash yarns, which if your stash can fit on one page, I think I deserve a round of applause. But some of this has gone out, which is really nice to see. Using it for podcast ideas, just kind of future patterns that I wanted to knit, any pattern notes. But gradually it's evolved. I started kind of putting in almost like a Ravelry project page on here with some like yarn. Then I moved on to putting some kind of like, these are all my Christmas socks that I knit, which I thought was quite nice. And then I kind of started thinking about like, what do I want from this journal in a weird way. I have always really been into journaling. I keep a journal. I don't write in it every day, but it's there as I find writing things down a very therapeutic thing for me. And I've always kept a journal. It's just one of the things I write a lot just for me. So I started thinking about what I want this journal to be. I didn't want it to be just a factual document, if that's the right word. I kind of wanted it to be more emotional, maybe is the word. I just kind of wanted it to be more about like what I want, and just, I know it's obviously a document for me, but I was trying to think about like, what do I enjoy writing? I enjoy writing about how I feel about projects and was how I feel about in general, and enjoy writing. I would like to capture that in a journal. So it's kind of evolved, and I've started talking more about, like I've posted here some of the current knits that I've got, but more about like the feelings that what I've enjoyed about the project, as opposed to just like, this is what it was and this is what I'm going to make out of it. So one of the things I've been doing in this journal is thinking about what I want to make for the year ahead. And I know people do. I'm not doing New Year's resolutions this year, despite talking at the beginning a bit about like being fit and getting back into things like that. I'm just trying to, and I don't like the word that people use, because I think that just doesn't really suit me. I think what I just want to do is, I don't know, I just kind of want to be the best version of me in 2018. 2017, I learned a lot about myself, about other people, about like what I want for a career and all that kind of stuff. And I just kind of want to, and how I make and what I enjoy making and all that kind of stuff, and what I want to learn, all that kind of stuff. And I feel like I just want to keep pushing it in 2018, pushing myself in terms of makes, in terms of being a bit more ambitious with crafting, with work, with just everything in my life. I kind of just want to be less complacent and a bit more ambitious, I think. And that doesn't mean like I'm going to suddenly want to become a director or a CEO or something like that. It's just, for me, just putting myself out there a bit more and trying new things, and that's kind of what I want for 2018. So I don't have a set of resolutions because I won't keep them. I'm not thinking of a word for the year because I couldn't think of just one word. I could barely articulate what I want for 2018. However, 2018, going back to what all this started, was in 2017, I feel like I conquered shawls. Shawls were never something that I did before 2017. I done a few scarves, and I didn't really like scarves, so I don't know why I made them. Found shawls and absolutely love them, and I've knit quite a few since, and I feel like I conquered that this year. I conquered socks in a massive way over the last 2 years. Like, I know how to do toe ups and toe downs and different kinds of heels and different kind of stitches, and like cables and lace is something that I know how to do, and hats is something that I know how to do. But one of the things that I just get scared by is garments. So I challenged myself on the 2018 Make 9, as I just picked 9 garments. And I'm not fooling myself, I know I'm not going to knit all of them, but if I knit maybe 3 of them, I will be really pleased with myself. So I've written in here a list of what they are, and if you go to my Instagram you can see them, and I've tagged them all in there. But The kind of projects at the beginning of the list are the September Morn sweater by Thea Coleman, which I've cast on, which is very exciting. So I've only literally just cast it on today. So this is it's a top-down sweater. I don't think the pictures are going to show because they didn't print very well. No, but you can see a schematic here of what it should sort of look like. So it's like a big roll neck jumper with some detail on the sleeves and hem, and there's another little picture there. But it's one that's been in my queue for absolutely ages, and it's a shape that I wear a lot, and that was kind of how I focused on this, was like shapes and silhouettes that I wear a lot and I just want to have more of in my wardrobe. So that was one of them. I bought this giant bag of yarn from Wool Warehouse which has got some other bits in here as well, which I'll talk about in a minute. The yarn is Drops Nepal. I said that word, Drops Nepal, which was on offer, and I know it's a commercial yarn, but as much as I would love to knit this sweater out of indie dyed yarn, I can't afford it. I needed 19 balls, which would be like 10, these are 50-gram balls, which would be like 10 normal size balls, which I just couldn't afford. So yeah, Drops Nepal was on offer as well, so I think these are £1.40 a skein, which is just insane, and it's such nice yarn. It's 100% wool. This is 65% wool and 35% alpaca, so amazing. I did a swatch, guys. Look at this. It was a bit of a weird shape swatch because I cast on too many. So I did a swatch and I got slightly less than gauge, so I've gone down a size needle, which I think is how you're supposed to do it. Yes, I looked it up and I read all about it, so that's fine. So I cast on this morning for the September Born sweater. This colour is so me. I wear a lot of this colour, and I know this will just be a staple. I wear a lot of roll necks. I just really like a big chunky knit, and I just thought, go for it, go knit it, Claire. So I ordered the yarn before, I think maybe like the 27th, 28th of December, because they had an offer on, I think, most Drops lines that were 30% off. So I ordered that and some other yarn, and I've cast it on. And I think my fear with garment knitting is that it won't fit properly, or like, I don't know, it's just like a big project. Like, I think I just always thought it was like more than my capabilities. I have knit sweaters before. One of them turned out really nice. I've done that Carpino sweater, and then one of them I knit for my brother, which turned out a bit too big, but he says he wears it anyway, or Trish wears it, I think. And then I knit a very old one for myself. So really, in terms of garments, oh, and I've got a shrug as well, which I wear a lot. But really, in terms of, it's here, I wear this shrug a lot, but that's like just a square, so that doesn't really count. The Carpino sweater is a little bit small for me. In hindsight, I would have done a bit bigger, but again, these are things you learn. So I think I've just been a bit put off by it. So yeah, I'm knitting garments this year, and please, if anyone wants to join in with me, please come give me some support. Contact me on Instagram or something, and maybe we'll create a thread in a Ravelry group, and we can try and be a bit more like together about this, because I know I'm gonna hit a wall with these. God, can you hear the wind outside? It's been so windy for the last 2 days. It's really bright and sunny, but just windy, mad wind. So yeah, knitting these on Knit Pro Novas, just my usual go-to needle. Yeah, I'm just really like, it's really soft yarn, it's not itchy at all. I know I'm gonna love this, having a big roll neck about of this. That's really strange, but it's not itchy in the slightest for me, and I know I'm just gonna love having a big chunky knit out of this, and it's a lovely colour. So come here, I was washing out quite a lot. There you go. It's really nice. And I did quite neat knit stockinette there. Can you talk about that? Can we talk about this? I'm normally not the neatest with stockinette when it's knit flat, because I don't really like purling, but I did that quite well. So that's number one project for my 2018 Make 9. The other one, which I've started to get yarn for, which you can see in here, is a pattern called Soiree by Emily Foden, and it's out of this pom-pom version. This is the is this the 5th anniversary issue? Yeah, and pretty sure it's Emily Foden. Now I am questioning myself. Yes, it is. It's a Soiree by Emily Foden, and she holds together 2 yarns. I mean, again, her yarns are lovely. She uses a Viola Polworth and alpaca with mohair lace, and again, just a silhouette that I would love on me. One that I wear a lot. I've got a lot of jumpers this shape, and I just know I'll get a lot of wear out of. I'm gonna make it a little bit longer, I think, just so it hits a bit lower, but yeah. And I've bought the yarn, half the yarn for it. It's gonna be out this lovely bright green because I just really like green. This is a Drops alpaca, which is 100% alpaca, and this colourway I think is 7238, which I want to say is light green or olive green mix or something. So the thing is, I need to work out, I've not done a swatch out of this yet, is she holds it double with some mohair, some lace mohair, but this has got quite a lot of fluff to it already. So whether I just need to hold this double, or I quite like the idea of getting some of the Drops mohair, and there's a nice dark green that go with this, and I might make it a bit darker. So that's going to be my second project, and I'm quite excited that I've got the yarn already for it, because I've been wanting to knit this since I got this book, this version, which has been, this was summer last year. No. There's got so many nice things in here. The Soiree was one that as soon as I opened it I was like, I need to knit that. I need to knit that. What else is in here that's really nice? This is a really lovely sweater. Now I'm just having little brows. I do find that they do some strange things that are not very me. But yeah, love it. So that's going to be my next garment knit. And then, just while on the subject of what the third one is going to be, is I want to knit a V-neck boxy by Joji Locatelli. Again, a silhouette that I wear so much and I'll get so much use out of it. And what I'm thinking of doing is, when I'm at Unravel, which I need to buy tickets for, which is in February, Ling from Whimsy, who dyed this yarn, I've used maybe 3 or 4 skeins of her yarn, and I absolutely love it. Like, the base is just really nice. I can't remember what the base is off the top of my head now, but it's just one that I really love. I love the texture of the yarn, the way it knits up, her colours, just everything. I'm thinking of asking her to do me not a custom order, like a colourway that she already has, but just do me like a big batch of it, so I know I've got enough in the same colourway, same dye lot. And I think I want to use like a dark purpley plum. And again, this is another thing that I'm trying to do, being more ambitious, pushing myself a bit more, is colour. In my clothing choices, I don't wear a lot of colour. I bought this lovely jacket in the sale, which was like a light grey blue, and everyone's like, Claire, you're wearing colour, and I'm like, I know. So yeah, I'm trying to think of more. I mean, obviously this is grey, but again, this is more, these are staple pieces, and I think the green will be lovely. I love this colour green, and I think the colourway is from Ling is called Blackcurrant or Blackberry, and it's like this really lovely, like kind of dark purpley red, and it's just beautiful. So I'm gonna have a chat with her at Unravel and see if that's something she could do for me. I just need to work out how much I need. A bit extra, so I've got some extra. So yeah, that's exciting. So those are kind of 3 of my take 9, and then I'll just list some of the others. So the Birkin by Caitlin Hunter, which has like, it's like a colourful yoke sweater, which I think will be really beautiful, and I'm thinking I might knit it out of, I don't know if it's a fingering or DK, but if it's a fingering I'm going to use this, I think, because this is so nice. I don't know how people can say alpaca makes them itchy. Alpaca to me is so baby soft. you know, maybe I'm just different. So that's out of that. The Lemule by Francesca Hughes has been on my list for absolutely ages. I've seen it in person at Yarnporium a couple of years ago. It's this beautiful kind of polo necked, ridged, tri-colour sweater. It's absolutely stunning, and I really want to knit that out of the yarn that it calls for, which is a John Arbon Knit by Numbers, and that's another alpaca, and it's just absolutely stunning. So again, that's a kind of, that will be a special project, and I just keep thinking just wait and save up for it. The Tavara by Paula Pereira was another pom-pom one. That is, how do I describe it? It looks kind of plain from the front, but at the back it's got this beautiful cable detail, and it's got kind of like a split neck. It's absolutely stunning. I'll link all these below. I'm not going to try and put pictures in because I can't bother to do that editing. The Cleo by Elizabeth Doherty is just this kind of really lovely silhouette that I would wear a lot again. Kind of cropped, but I'd probably do it a bit longer. Cabled sweater, I'd say. It's kind of like a boat neck with long sleeves, and it's got kind of cables down the front, or texture down the front. And then the Curvo by Sachiko Bergen, which again is a very similar silhouette to probably the boxy, not the v-neck boxy, the boxy, and it's just kind of got a curved hem with some detailing on, and again it's just a silhouette that I would wear a lot of. So that's kind of how I planned this. Yeah, so those are kind of my make 9. There was another one, I don't know if I, 1, 2, 3, can I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I knew I missed one off this list. The Gilead, and I cannot remember who it's by. It's like a tee. Why has it got long sleeves? I think it's got long sleeves actually. And it's out of like a very loose, light lace weight, and it's got cable, like lace cable details up the front, and it's kind of like a summer throwover piece, which again I would know I'd wear a lot in the summer. So those are my 9. So I think realistically I could get 3, potentially 4 if I'm ambitious, which again I'm trying to be. So yeah, 3 is what I'm aiming for. 3 of 9, and I will be over the moon. So that's what I'm aiming for. Yes, so that's kind of taking me off track. So those kind of like my knitting plans, which also then goes into nicely my giant stash of patterns. So I don't have a printer in my flat, and sometimes what I do normally is I go to work, and when I'm at work I print them out. And I haven't been at work since, I don't know, when did I podcast last? Had I quit work by then? I must have. So basically I'm starting a new job on the 15th of January, which is fantastic, and I'm so glad to be starting something new, which I think also helps for like my exciting mood, like my refresh start. So what I was trying to say is, when I was at my dad's, mum and dad's, I just printed off a bunch of patterns that I want to wear, want to make. So one is the Time to Reap mittens. The next one is the September Morn, which is here. So September Morn, and another pro tip, not a pro tip, just bloody highlight which number you, which size you're doing. Genius once I figure that out. The next 2 are shawls that I want to knit, and there's 2 here. So one is the Spindrift shawl by Helen Stewart, and I don't think I've got a big picture of this, I didn't print it out, but I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. And ooh, here it is. It's a crescent shawl with some lace detailing and a picot edge. And why I wanted to do this is, again, I was looking at my stash and working out what I've got and what I want to make out of it, and just kind of taking stock a bit. One of the yarns that I've had for ages, and again it's going to hopefully be part of this Never Gonna Knit You Up thing with the Bakery Bears, about knitting stash yarn that you've been hoarding. This is one that I've been hoarding since, it's not that long actually, only since the summer when I went to Amsterdam with KK. It's a, I've just put my needles in it ready to go. La Bien Aimée colourway in the Life Aquatic. No, La Bien Aimée yarn in Light Aquatic colourway, and it's quite blowing out. Oh, there we go. It's this beautiful minty green with these coloured specks in. And again, not normally a me colour, but I just was really drawn to it, and also the colourway name. I'm a massive Wes Anderson nerd, so it was made for me really. The needles are there ready to go. And just a tip, at the moment, I don't know if it's a thing that Helen is doing, but if you sign up to her email mailing list, you get the pattern for free sent to you, so that's what I did. And yeah, I'm quite excited to knit that one. Got my needles ready. I'm gonna do a bit more on this afternoon and then cast this on, so that's what I'm quite excited about. And then I don't know if I can reach it, if it doesn't take me too, it's not too hard for me to get this yarn out of here. Just dropped a load of stuff off here. Frida's gonna come running now. I should have been an organised knitter, would have got this ready before the podcast, wouldn't you? Right, got it. The next one I've got is the Nurmalin 2. I think that's how you say it. By Heidi Alander, sorry. And it's a free pattern, but you can see a picture there, and that's her name down there, Heidi Alander. And it's again free pattern, and I thought what would be really nice is out of this Devon Sun yarn that I got. Now this is one that I've been hoarding as well, because I didn't really know what to do with it. It's such a beautiful colour, but it doesn't really go with anything else. So I thought it just takes up one skein. Thought why not try it out of this? So that's the Nurmalin 2, which is a bit of a strange name, and I should look up why it's called that. So it calls for 100-gram skein of Madeline Tosh Merino Light. Shawl Shane uses almost the entire skein, and that's 385 meters. This one is 335 meters, but I think it's quite easy to adapt. So that's that one. So that's probably going to be the next project. I've not skeined this one up yet though, because and then I just realised I haven't shown you one other thing, right? One other work in progress. This might be a long podcast, I did warn you. Then I have not this one. Where is it? This one. So the next shawl I want to knit is the Exordium shawl by Rebecca Picoult, and it's a two colour shawl, but I don't know which colours to knit it in. At the moment I'm leaning towards these two, but also these two, and also these two. I think these two will be too close. I think, again, I want quite a bit of contrast in the shawl, so I think I'm leaning towards these two, but I'm gonna have to think about it. It's got a nice texture to the shawl. It's a triangle shaped shawl. I wonder where Frida's gone. She's gone very quiet and makes me suspicious when she goes quiet. But the colourways are, the yarns are, this is a Hedgehog Fibres sock yarn in Truffle, which is absolutely beautiful. But I think this will go really nice with like a purple, hence why I've been kind of saving it for something maybe. And then these two I just bought because I absolutely love them. So this is the, again, Sakuzu O by Whimsy, and that's her email address there. This is the colourway Java, and the base for this is 100% Superwash Merino. And it's a lovely deep chocolate colourway. And this one I got also when I was in Amsterdam. This is from Stephen and Penelope. This is Madeline Tosh Merino Light in the Pendleton Red colourway. So I think it's going to be these two, but I'm still umming and ahhing because this is so pretty. But I think I want like a purple to go with this. When I was talking about the colourway I want for the boxy sweater, this is the kind of purpley colour I was thinking, sort of like a dark version like this maybe, or this. So yeah, this at the moment is where my stash fits, and I'm really pleased with this. So obviously I've got some more like ends and stuff which don't fit in there, but I'm really working on getting it down, and that's what all this mess around me is about as well. So yeah, that's my giant pile of patterns. And yes, so I've got a couple more things to show you before I move on to end wrap up bits. So the first one is a work in progress, but it is not knitting. How exciting. So this is the quilt that I'm making, and I have made quilts before. This is one that sits on my sofa. It's made out of like flannel, and it's got all these like woodsy kind of colours on, and it's just absolutely cozy. Frida loves it, I love it, everyone that comes around loves it because it's so soft. So that's that. I've sewn things, but this is something that I've sewn a quilt for Amy, who when she got married, but this is one that I've kind of really done myself. So it's just scraps that my mum had, and I did share a picture of it on Instagram so you can see the full layout, but here it is. It's kind of wintry without being Christmassy, which I think is lovely. It's got a little board around it, and on the back my mum bought me this lovely fabric which has got cardinals on, I think, so, or it's supposed to be cardinally. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I've quilted a few of the squares, and I need to get on with doing the rest of them. I'm doing a cross on them. So that is my next project, and yeah, sewing is another thing that I want to do more of next year. I've got a list in here as well of non-knitting plans. Non-knitting plans, so they involve a few quilts and things. So because it's getting forever long now, I'm going to try and whiz through finished objects, of which there's only one, so that's okay, and things that I got for Christmas, which I think you guys would like. So this is kind of two of those. Sock blockers. I have been wanting sock blockers for ages. These are the Bryce spun, the ones that Loop sells in London. They're those. So look how pretty they are. Yeah, I've got a hook where I had the stockings before Christmas, so I think these are going to get hung up on there and just have them as decoration, because I think why not. And then this is my finished object. These are my Clark socks by me, but by Jaclyn Salem, and I'm taking them off the blocker because, oh, this yarn is just absolutely stunning. It's the Undercover Otter by, well, the brand is Undercover Otter, and this is the Squirm sock base, and I got these when I was in Amsterdam as well. So the theme here is trying to use up stuff I bought in Amsterdam because I still feel guilty about buying it. It's an 80% merino, 20% nylon. It says it's a 4-ply, but it feels like a sport yarn. This is all I've got left, and the yarn is so squishy, it's so plump. I would say this is more like a sport weight as opposed to a true fingering. I only have, I have 400 meters in a skein, 437 yards, but yeah, it just feels really thick, but they're beautiful socks. So this is the pattern. Jaclyn's pattern is so lovely. I've got the Irving, can't remember, Jaclyn, I'm sorry. I think it's the Irving socks, which is ready to go on my list as well. So, but these are absolutely gorgeous. I love this detail down here, and it also perfectly coincides with knowing where your cable is. Such a genius idea, and it just made me whiz through these socks. They did take me a while because I knit this one and then had to break for Christmas knitting. But I don't know if you can tell, and I know this is an issue when you buy hand-dyed yarn, but one of them is like, I don't really care, but it just annoys me in a little way. One of them is a definite different colour This one here is so much lighter than this one on the right, and I don't know if you can see, but it definitely is, and it's not just how I'm holding them, it is definitely lighter. I think how this occurred was the way it was skeined up. I think the outer side got more dye than the inside maybe, but either way they're going on my feet, they're gorgeous, the pattern is amazing, highly recommend Jacqueline's patterns, they're just really intuitively designed. Yeah, oh, and not to mention this beautiful cable down the back, which I feel like I'm just going to steal and put on any vanilla sock I do now because I thought that was just a lovely detail. Yeah, absolutely love it. Don't really have any more to say about these, I'm just obsessed with them. Have I sewn the ends in these? Yes, I have. So these are basically ready to wear. And yeah, my lovely sock blockers. So that was a Christmas present, and that's my only finished object because I knit all the things before Christmas. So yes, sock blockers then are number one. On the subject of socks, my mum and my aunt are amazing creatures and both knit me a pair of socks for Christmas. So I knew I was getting these from my dear mother, and let me put these on here. For these, she did tell me the pattern, but, well, I picked the pattern, but I cannot remember what it was. And oh my word, look how beautiful these are. Oh, I love it so much. They've got these beautiful contrast toes, which are not going to pick up. Will that pick up better the heel? It's really blowing out. Basically, it's this beautiful, that's better actually, beautiful forest green and these lovely speckled green heels and toes, and she wrapped these up for me for Christmas. I bought the yarn at Knit and Stitch from Debonair. Again, always love a Debonair sock yarn, absolutely amazing. And it came, well, it was a skein of this and a mini for the toes and the heels, and I said, Mum, would you knit me a pair of socks out of these for Christmas? Because Mum likes knitting socks, but she doesn't like buying expensive yarn. So I said, if I buy the yarn, will you knit me a pair of socks? So look how gorgeous these are. And my mum's knitting is just incredible. Look at this tension on that foot. Look at that. I have worn these, by the way, so there's dirt on them, or it's a bit pilly. Don't judge. But look how amazing that stocking tension is. Look at it. Look at the neat heel. So I just absolutely in love with these. And now I've shown you I can wear these, but I'm going to be so precious with them. If I remember the pattern, I'll write it in the notes down below. And then my lovely aunt, who does knit, but she has an aversion to circular needles. She just won't knit with a pair of circular needles. I'm sinking down again. And so she knit me these socks and she seamed them. I don't understand how she does this. I need to look into it. She knits with long pins, which again just baffles me because that's how she's learned and that's how she's always knit. But she knits on the really long straight needles and she like holds one under her arm and knits like this, which just blows my mind. And she was down just before Christmas and I tried being like, this is how I knit. Could you knit like this? Just because I'm intrigued to see if she could do it, because I could never knit like she does. And she was looking at me and she was like, no, I'm never going to knit like that, Claire. And I was like, that's fine, I'm never going to knit on long straight pins. But look how lovely these are. I don't know what the yarn is or anything, but definitely going to get a lot of wear out of these. Lovely striped socks. It feels like a Drops Fable or maybe a Regia. So they're seamed down the back. So I think you should just knit it flat, like round here. Do some sort of heel and then, I don't know, I'm going to have to look at how she does this. But then she seams up the foots as well. So baffling, but clearly works. It must be how she did it before circular needles or anything. So yeah, a lovely pair of socks. Family know me well. Socks. You know when you're younger you used to complain about getting socks for Christmas? Now I'm just like, socks please, yes, all the socks. I will take them, all the socks. Right, a few more things, quickly Claire. a book that I got for Christmas. Da-da-da-da. Knits for Kittens. So little Frida is going to get some things knit out of this. This is from my brother's girlfriend, and there's so many cute cats in it, and they've all got names, and at the back, let me show you the name page because that's really cute. Look, these are all the cats that were involved and their names and what they are, and then the ones that test the patterns, which I just think is absolutely adorable. Yeah, there was a Frida cat in here as well. Yeah, little Frida cat with a spider. I really want to knit her the prawn just because I just think it would be funny to knit my cat a prawn. Where is it? Where's the prawn? Where's the prawn gone? And then I'll stop talking about this book. Daisy, butterflies. Here we go. I don't know why I was going to knit her this prawn. Or shrimp they call it. The shrimp. Can you see there's a little shrimp? Just want to knit Frida a shrimp. So I love this. This is like my two favourite things in one. My cat and knitting. So that's that one. And then I'll show you this and then I'll show you a few other bits that my mum got me. There's two parts to this. I got these beautiful handmade bowls from my friend KK. One of them is more like a bowl shaped, and that's in the kitchen because I ate my dinner at last night. But oh, I was really sad this year because last year we went to, there's a pottery, like a place where the big kiln works in Farnham, which is where we went to uni, where we met. And last year they had like a Christmas fair, and upstairs people from the kiln, from the pottery, were selling off bowls and things like that, and we got some beautiful handmade bowls for like a £5. They were just like stuff they didn't want anymore, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I still use them to this day. They have stuff in, like candles and things in. And I was really sad this year because I double booked myself and I couldn't go to the fair, and I was seeing another friend, which is it's not a bad thing, but I was just really annoyed that I didn't book my time better. So I didn't go, but I said like, oh, if you see any nice bowls, like get one for me, and I didn't even think anything more of it. And then for Christmas she got me these two beautiful bowls, and I'm just really in love with them. And there's such beautiful colours, and oh, they're great. The other bowl is very similar to this. It's just got like more of a, it's more like a bowl shape, and yeah, it's perfect for like noodles, that kind of thing, which are beautiful. So I love that. And then a few other things my mama got me. So one is not this notebook, but this cover. She made me this beautiful notebook cover for just like a notebook, and I decided to put it on my knitting notebook. I've had this fabric for ages. I just saw it one, like a fat quarter, and I was like, Mum, make me something with this. And she found it the other day and was like, before Christmas, was like, I'll make her a notebook cover. So that's really lovely. And again, you'll sense a theme here as I move on. Foxes. The other thing is, she came over the other day and I was sewing something up, and I just had all my needles stuck in a pin cushion, which is apparently not the thing you're supposed to do. And she went, that's it, I'm going to make you a needle book. So she made me this adorable little matching needle book and pin cushion, which I love so much. And it's got this, it's got interfacing in, so you can just pop your needles in there, and it's gorgeous. And it's just like, again, it goes back to the whole thing about like handmade things, and these are just like my mum, like these are kind of the most precious things that some of the most precious things that I got for Christmas, or got ever. And I don't know, don't really get upset talking about things. So beautiful handmade things, and obsessed with all of them. And then finally, this is honestly the last thing, I think. Let me check my show notes in my book. Nope, I've got two more things to show you, just realised. They're always done. So before I show you the very last things, I just thought I'd show you a couple of stitch markers I got from rebeccasroom.co.uk. I showed these on my Christmas vlogs, but I just thought I'd show them here as well. So I got two, I bought from her before, and she's super quick. She is quite local to me, which I don't know if that means why it's super quick, but yeah, so that's her address there. Rebecca's rooms. Are you going to focus? I'm trying to put it near the camera. Anyway, so these are the right O stitch markers, but I also got some of her French bulb pin markers, which look like this. My mum is always stealing these whenever, so I got her 2 packs for Christmas. And then because I was paying for shipping anyway, I was like, I'll buy myself some new stitch markers. And I didn't know what's the best way to show you these. These are the ones that came in the little tin. And they're these gorgeous little copper rings with green beads. And I like 2 kinds of stitch markers. I like the pin ones, which you can move around. But these I really like for like socks, like marking your place, like around. And I just thought these colours were so lovely and very me. So they're like little copper jump rings with green beads on. And I just thought they were really nice. So another locally maker to me, which I'm quite pleased about. Can't believe it's getting dark already. Yeah. Well, I've done nothing today. I waited in for a builder. Not a builder, a plumber. And then finally, again, another thing I showed on the vlog, but I've kept these wrapped up because I just feel like I need to share how beautifully wrapped up these are. And again, you guys will appreciate them. I got 2 brooches from Nastia Sleptsova. So initial one, the reason why I wanted it was for this one, but then I was buying them and the shipping was really cheap. So I thought I'll get 2. And it came with these beautiful little postcards, which are up over there. But this was the little sweater brooch, which is a collaboration with Melody Hoffman, who is Bee Mandarins. But look at the packaging on these. Oh my god. These tiny little flowers which are taped to the roof. And the other one is the same. They're just impeccable, like absolutely exquisite. Just how gorgeous are these? So I got the little sweater brooch. Oh, then inside is little chippings, and it's just it's just really lovely. So I've just got some dust on. So that's the little sweater brooch, which I think is quite shiny. So hopefully you can see that. Which I think is her twigs sweater, or branches, what's it called? And then this is the one that I'd seen a while back and I thought was adorable, which is the little house brooch. And I think I'm just going to put these, I don't know where I'm going to put these, I'll be honest. I'm wondering whether one can go on here. I wonder if I'll do that now actually. Because I've been so reluctant to take them out of the box as well until I could like show you guys them. Because again, the packaging was just so adorable. So there you go. That's it off the card. And I just think it's lovely. I just really like it. So let me see if I can put this on here whilst talking to you. And I could put my little sweater on here. Doesn't really go on there. I'll find something for it. So yeah, that finally is everything now. Oh my gosh, I've spoken for you for an hour. There were some interludes at the beginning where I had to go and chase Frida down. So yes. I kind of think I've spoken about all the plans for 2018. I don't think there's any much ND waffle today. Like I said, I'm just really like looking forward to the new year and all that will bring. So yeah. I hope you all have a very lovely January and you all had a very lovely, safe Christmas and New Year, and yeah, hopefully I'll squeeze another podcast before I go back to work, which is in about 2 weeks time, and I'll have some progress on these myriad of projects to show you, and then Christmas will be gone by then. So say goodbye to my beautiful Christmas tree, my Christmas backdrop. Yeah. But yeah, on to spring, which is my favourite, one of my favourite times of year is spring, so I look forward to that. And yeah, I think that's everything. I think I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I've missed now. Nope, so I will see you all very soon.